This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
And,
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom, come watch us.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. In a new clip from Dave Grohl's docuseries From Cradle to Stage, he confesses to Pharrell that many of his most remembered drum parts from Nirvana's album Nevermind were actually blatantly stolen from 70s disco groups like the Gap Band and Cameo.
Dude, stop saying I'm a good drummer because I'm the most basic drummer. If you listen to Nevermind, the Nirvana record, I pulled so much stuff from the Gap Band and Cameo and Tony Thompson on every one of those songs. All that. That's it's old disco. That's all it is. Can I not hear that? Nobody makes the connection. That's straight up Gap Band. I told Tony Thompson that came to my house for a barbecue with somebody, and I was like, "Man, I just want to thank you because I owe so much. I've been ripping you off my whole life." He goes, "I know." Whoa. The big disco flam. Like, it works every time.
I'm just like Pharrell. I'm watching the video and he's like, he's doing that my mind is blown thing. And watching him, I'm right there with him. Like, I never put the connection together, but once you hear them, you're just like, holy smokes, he's absolutely right.
Wow. You're right. Yeah. And Tony Thompson, you know what? So many people, so many people sue over the fact that their stuff has been stolen and whatever. Tony Thompson's like, yeah, I'll take a brat. I'll take a burger.
Yeah, I was already, my mind was blown that that's his influence, the disco drum sound, which is pretty awesome. But then also blown because he's just like casually like, yeah, Tony Thompson over at a barbecue, not a big deal. And when we're talking, I'm just telling him I steal all of his stuff.
Yeah, it's so hard to know the fine line between being influenced and the fine line between stealing. Because Justin Long, the actor, said that when he got his first role, and one of them was in Galaxy Quest, he said he just watched a bunch of movies and tried to, he stole the way people did certain roles in order to do the role he did in Galaxy Quest. He was like, I didn't know how to act, really, so I just watched the movie and I just played that guy to be the guy that I was playing, the little kid in Galaxy. And I'm like, I guess it happens a lot more when you're new. What are you supposed to do?
Well, yeah, you just find influence in whatever. I mean, for a while, like, I remember, playing drums. I mean, I've been very influenced by Dave Grohl, so it's funny to hear him say that he's a great drummer. I think he's just being very modest. But,
gosh, right.
You listen to something, maybe on Nirvana stuff, he did keep pretty simple, but that's what makes it so great. But you listen to, some of the drumming he did on, the Queens of the Stone Age record that he played on, he puts on a clinic. So I think he's, obviously just being a humble dude and doesn't want to be like, I'm an awesome drummer. He's not maybe, the greatest technical drummer, but he's a fantastic drummer. But you find influence from the most random things. For me, I do the wrestling thing. You try and find, a past wrestler, and a lot of people are like, oh, I like The Rock, or I like this. My biggest influence when I do my wrestling stuff is this little-known guy by the name of Larry Sweeney, unfortunately no longer around. But my entire stuff, everything I do is, a tribute to him. And like, I don't even try and act like as if I'm like, oh, I came up with this myself. I'm like, I name it after him. Like when you find that right influence, especially if it's someone that no one's ever heard of, I'm like, I want other people to know about this guy. So if my stupid stuff in the ring will get somebody to be like, oh, Steve says he's influenced by Larry Sweeney, I'm going to go look him up online and watch some of his stuff. That to me is awesome.
Yeah, I know that just in the line of work that I do. If you know anybody that would have listened to any of the people I grew up listening to, or I got a great chance to work around, you'll hear bits and pieces of them in how I do the show. Bob Rivers, Tom Likas, Brother Weeze, Charles Laquadera, Eddie Andelman. I'm throwing a lot of names out there. A guy who probably a lot of people don't have a clue of, but I always just love this. The people hate his politics, and I can understand why. But imagine a conservative talk show host that sounds like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, which is exactly who he sounded like.
Howdy-ho.
Yeah, I mean, it's hysterical, and that's where we get listeners on the loose from, because it was just idly-ho, it's listeners on the loose. And when he got fired, he got fired. I said, you know what? I'm going to start calling our open lines listeners on the loose, because I was so mad at his company, because I thought he was one of the most innovative radio guys. Yeah, you can hate anybody's politics, but his job was to go on there and do a political show. What do you want? I mean, but I loved how he did radio. And so, yeah, Steve, I have a lot of influences in what I do, and people can hear a bit of all of those names I just mentioned and just how I do a show.
What's fun though when you find out like you have the same influence as someone else, or like when it's someone that's a little known person, you're like, holy crap, like go back to that Larry Sweeney thing. I had that match. There's a guy by the name of Warhorse who's kind of like a big deal in the independent wrestling world. I know a lot of people probably that don't pay attention, don't maybe know of him, but he's getting some massive steam. And I had a match with him, and it's awkward at first because you haven't met the person. Here you are now trying to plan what you want to do. And I said something I was going to do, and he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally stole that from Larry Sweeney. And then like the whole thing just stopped. He goes, wait, you know who Larry Sweeney is? And then we just became like instant buddies, because now we're just sharing stories about what we love about this random guy that most people don't know about. And now with this Dave Grohl thing, though, I don't know if I could ever listen to Nevermind the Same. I'm just going to be thinking disco the whole time.
Well, yeah,
especially those drum hits. Like, that's so true. That's such a basic drum hit. And I never put the connection together that it's like something that he was inspired by disco.
And how about, back then, people would have said, get disco far away from my rock and roll, pal. Mm-hmm. And, well, unfortunately, there it is, right smack dab in your rock and roll.
Well, now all this Foo Fighters doing a disco record thing is starting to make more and more sense.
Yeah.
Dave's a secret disco head.
Well,
not a secret anymore.
Yeah, right. And I look, Queen was a band that made us listen to music that we said we hated. You know what I mean? But then they showed us that it actually could fit. Another one, Bites the Dust Man, and you saw in Bohemian Rhapsody where they were not wanting to do that song because they were like, we're not going to play a song that kind of is disco sounding. I don't care how popular it is. That's not who Queen is. And then all of a sudden they heard the riff and go, actually, this sounds pretty damn good.
So later this month, because now we're in July, so it's Record Store Day, they're going to put out the DGs, which is the Dave Grohl.
Yes, the DGs.
They're doing
inspired.
They're doing 5 Bee Gees covers, but then I heard that it's actually 5 other songs on the record. And those 5 songs are either disco interpretations of songs off of their last record, or songs that didn't make the cut but have a disco vibe to them. I'm very curious.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's more than just the Bee Gees covers. There's 5 more disco originals from the Foo Fighters or from the Bee Gees.
The ramifications of that, Steve, it's one thing if you cover disco style stuff you've done before, but if these were originals and they thought, they're just not going to make the cut, but this is like a direction that Dave wanted to go into with original music. That'll be fascinating.
Yeah, it says they're going to be doing the Bee Gees classics, You Should Be Dancing, Night Fever, Tragedy, More Than a Woman, and Shadow Dancing, along with 5 disco-inspired editions of songs from Foo Fighters' recent album, Medicine at Midnight. So there'll be songs off of the record that have been reimagined as disco songs.
Gotta love that. I love that because great music is great music. You may not love it, but but when it's well done. And look, there were a lot of disco songs and bands that were well done. As opposed to just every music has trash. Every music has quality.
Right. Oh, man, I'm very excited for this Foo Fighters, or the DGs.
Yeah, you can't call them Foo Fighters, buddy.
Right. They're going to be mirror balls in the music videos that they make. And what were the pants that...
the bell-bottoms.
Bell-bottoms.
Oh, the bell-bottom flares, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to have those. Wore those to school. Oh, dude, the problem is that I wore it to school and nobody was doing this. It really was interesting. It's like, in high school in the 70s... I was the only idiot that looked like I was coming out of Saturday Night Fever. Everybody else was just wearing jeans and regular shirts. And I was silk shirt, flare pants guy, especially with the massive checkered pattern pants that you used to be able to get to. Why
was no one else doing it?
Because everybody thought it was stupid.
It was like a popular fashion trend, wasn't it?
It was for maybe the city people, but we were like a suburb, and we really weren't that close to the city. So I just feel like that, people were like, no, dude, we're not doing this. This is just for, people that aren't us.
Please tell me you wore platforms.
That was the only thing I think I had platforms. Don't know if I wore them to school because it really wasn't practical because they really were, you realize why women hated them. I'm like, okay, I wore this one. I'm not going to wear these except to
and knowing your your famously flimsy ankles, I don't think that would have been too good of a thing for you anyway.
Well, that may have been another reason too, Rev. Now but I had everything. I went out and I bought all the shirts. I mean, look, the regular stores had them. I mean, these were the shirts that, if I got too close to a flame, I'd light myself on fire.
Like the deep V that would show off the chest hair and everything.
I really thought the women would think I was amazing, and all the women in my high school were like, what is wrong with you?
There's nothing worse than when you think like you're going outside of your comfort zone with something fashion-wise, and you just hope that it goes over great, but it always goes over like a lead balloon. Like, you're just like, what the hell? I remember like when I was a teen, and everyone was like, the bright fluorescent colors were like the thing, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So I had my sweet mullet, and I'm like, well, now it's time. And I was mostly a metal guy, but I'm like, this metal thing, it's not getting me any of the eyes aren't being turned towards my direction with the ladies. So I need to figure this out. So I convinced my mom to buy me like this, I can't remember the brand. It might have been Ocean Pacific. I think it might have been. Back
nice.
when OP was the thing. I'm like, Mom, I just want... If I could get Ocean Pacific, I know girls will think I'm cool. And she's like, fine. She takes me to the store, and I pick out what I want. And my mom's just like, no. And I'm like, but Mom, it's got to be awesome. And she's like, no. And finally I convinced her. And this shirt had it was black with fluorescent yellow, green, and pink stripes on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember those.
And then the turtleneck under it, that, of course, was part of the combo. You had your choice. You could go fluorescent yellow, pink. And I was like, fluorescent yellow, that's the one. That's going to look good with this.
Oh, my God, you were a highlighter.
I was, Rev. So I had a I went to school the next day, and I'm thinking this is going to, man, it was like, I was the ultimate laughing stock of the school. Because here I am with this fluorescent yellow turtleneck, and this is junior high school. And then this terrible black sweater with lines of fluorescent on it.
I totally know the feeling, sir.
Trendsetter, buddy.
Never questioned my mom when she said no again when it came to fashion.
Yeah.
Next day, right back to jean jackets and metal T-shirts.
There you go.
I was like, going back to what makes me feel somewhat normal.
Yep. I know the feeling, sir. And those are all the clothes I had. My dad was going to let me get other clothes, so I was stuck with the clothes that I picked out.
No.
Oh, it was a beating. Oh,
and if I remember correctly, I think I wore black sweatpants, not cool sweatpants, like the old school ones.
You wore the old
the cuffs and everything,
the scrunchy bottoms.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Oh, yeah, you are.
So it was I kind of tried up above, and then below it was just who gives an F? It was like my body was a mullet. I was
sexy.
I don't know
Body
why.
mullet.
Right, I cared about what was from the waist up, but I didn't even think maybe the pants is also important too.
Some people's bodies are temples. Steve's a mullet.
Yeah.
That's so, terrible, but amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, I wish we had pictures. I wish I had pictures of both of us, man. Oh.
Yeah, I have to find it. There's one picture of me in elementary school. One of my other examples of when my mom was right, and I wanted to wear this cool. I saw this. Well, I thought it was cool. It was a pink, button, like polo shirt, a pink collared shirt with.
Oh yeah,
bright pink with. Pieces of cake on it, slices of cake.
Okay,
it was a funky pattern.
Already,
and I had a puka shell necklace.
Oh no, you did not do this.
Miami Vice was very popular, BJ.
That's why you did this.
That I gotta find that somewhere. That picture.
Oh man,
that was another one where my mom was just like, "No, you're gonna look like an idiot."
Yeah, well,
and she was right.
Yeah. Adam Sandler is hosting tryouts for his new movie, and how about our very own Joey Dees would be perfect for it? I'll tell you why at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free Trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Adam Sandler is looking for, quote, highly skilled basketball players for his new Netflix movie, Hustle.
Joey D's nuts.
Oh, really?
We've got the answer.
Wow.
And the answer is Joey.
Did you miss the headline?
Basketball players, right?
Highly skilled basketball players.
Well, he tells us he's really good.
Yeah, well.
I was just this close to getting on the team with LeBron James, so I'm ready. I'm highly skilled.
With a video game?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe, but there are a few rules. You must be 18 to 30 years old.
How old's Joe?
25 at this point.
Okay, right. Okay. All right, fair
Plus.
enough. Yeah.
31?
Yeah.
32. Oh, you just missed it.
Just missed it. You also can't be already playing in the NCAA, so you can't be playing college basketball.
Why not nowadays? I mean, I'd imagine, I think part of it's because of, probably financial stuff, but, I think as of today now, NCAA athletes can make money.
Yeah.
Not by the college. Like, the college can't pay them to play on the team, but, they could do endorsements. They can do, I think, autograph stuff and things along those lines.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable it's taken this long for them to be able to make money off of what they've been doing that's made skillions for the colleges.
Wait, you want to make money off of your name? Only we can make money off of your... I always thought it was weird when you go, the team shop for a college thing and they have, a college player's jersey there for you to buy, and that person's name is being sold without them being able to make a dime from it.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of people go, oh, you get a college education. A college education is crap compared to what they should have been getting for the compensation for playing the sports that they're playing. But yeah, I don't know why Adam has that rule, unless he feels it, unless he's not aware of that this new rule says they can make money outside of being paid by the school. So, how cool would that be? I think if he had a big college athlete involved, I think he would want to do it. But either way, tryouts are going to be held in mid-July in Delaware, and filming starts at the end of August.
Should we send Joe?
Yeah, I mean, if Joe can, get a falsified birth certificate, why not?
Oh, that's right, the age part.
Yeah.
It's not the skill part.
No, of course. I have the skills. It's just, it's unfortunate. I'm 2 years past my prime.
Do we think this is going to be a good movie? It's one of his Netflix films.
You know what? I was just thinking the same thing, Steve. I will say this. The movie sounds like he wants it to be a good movie. I don't know if it's going to be a comedy or not, but it has Adam playing an American basketball scout who was unjustly fired after discovering a once-in-a-lifetime player abroad, and then he brings the player to the U.S. to prove that they both have what it takes to make it in the NBA. I will tell you this sort of fish out of water thing worked beautifully for Ted Lasso, which is on Apple TV Plus, but Ted Lasso was so brilliantly done. I mean, I think it was Ted Smith that I first heard say, hey, you ought to check this show out. And man, he was absolutely right. Ted Lasso is a fantastic show about an American college football coach that goes over to England to coach soccer. And of course, they're like, and he knows nothing about it. And you would think it would be stupid. It even starts seeming like, okay, this Ted Lasso guy's kind of a cartoon character, but he really isn't a cartoon character, and it's done really well. It surprised the hell out of me about, like, especially like it hit me right in the heart a lot of times, that show.
But I feel like with like the Netflix movies, I've gotten to the point where I keep wanting to like them, and I keep seeing something like, maybe this one's going to be better than the last. And every time it's like, they're not awful, but you kind of question what you're doing with your time management when you finish one of those movies.
The murder mystery was okay. My wife and I both enjoyed it.
Like 9 out of 10 of their movies, I question my time management. Then every once in a while, you got that one where you're like, okay, it was kind of worth it for this one.
And that's what I'm wondering, is that this could be one of those.
I hope so.
I mean, I like the concept of, a scout being misjudged by everybody and saying the guy that you picked's an idiot. He's never going to make it in basketball. And, it has a Moneyball feel to it as well to me, where Moneyball was about taking a look at a new way of scouting baseball players. But I just don't know, again, the quality. Are we going to get Moneyball quality out of this?
I don't think so, because, I mean, it's an Adam Sandler movie. Like, Moneyball was more or less a serious movie. And even me as a baseball not fan, anyway, as a person who doesn't care, like, it was still an interesting movie. Yep. Like, Adam Sandler movies, like Steve said, I have way better things to do with my time than watching Adam Sandler.
Wow, that's why.
I'd rather watch Coco Melon.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Exactly.
Oh, me too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I heard Hubie Halloween was good. We didn't watch it.
No,
but
it wasn't. It sucked.
Oh, you did watch it. Oh, I didn't watch it.
I know. I know some people loved it. But, okay, it sucked for me, because I'm sure some people enjoyed it.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I can't comment, because I heard too many people say it wasn't good as well, but then the people said it was good.
Adam Sandler did Uncut Gems, right, on Netflix, and that was pretty good.
But was that meant for Netflix, or was that meant for theaters?
That was for theaters, I thought.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
I mean, it might have been a Netflix movie, but they put it on theaters because they thought it was like, oh, this is better than most of our stuff.
But if it was part of his Netflix deal, then that should count. See, that's the thing. Joey makes a good point.
I might think that one was just as awful as Herbie Halloween.
Here's the problem. There are great movies. There are great movies you don't like. There are bad movies you do like, and there are bad movies you don't like. So I don't know how to gauge things by you.
And Uncut Gems was a theatrical release because it came out in 2019 before everything.
Oh, so it wasn't made as part of his Netflix deal?
No, it was not.
Oh, well, then it doesn't count. That's too bad.
And it was a serious movie, too.
Yeah. Like someone said, anytime he's serious, I don't want to see it. Yeah, I liked Love Reign Over Me, but I didn't watch it more than once. I was like, oh, it was really good, but like, it's not like something I want to ever see again.
Oh, it's kind of like that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm not sure I'm ever going to watch that again.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but I never need to see it again.
I'm going to have to get Adam to fudge the numbers a little bit here after reading that description, because I sound perfect for the role. I'm thinking maybe if we send him a Ride the Turtles t-shirt, he'll let me be in the movie.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Just bribe him with a Ride the Turtles shirt.
It's a pretty cool shirt.
And I've seen him. He wears shirts that people give him, because there was this kid that gave him like a shirt from his school or something, and then there was like a tabloid picture of him a few days later wearing the shirt.
Random.
Right?
I think that's pretty awesome, actually. I mean, I think I would too if I were him. It's like, who's wearing this shirt? Nobody but me.
Tweet Adam and say, hey, Adam, what's your home address? I want to mail you a t-shirt and see how that goes.
It's a really cool t-shirt.
Yeah, he'll probably give you his home address, I'm sure.
Oh, so you're supposed to get him a shirt. What, you think get a P.O. box?
Yeah, probably get a P.O. box, I think, Steve.
I could wear the shirt in the movie. Boom.
There you go.
Okay, now you're asking too much.
Yeah, you're going too far now.
Oh. Yeah. Well, there you go. Joey D's, give it a shot. Go right ahead. I support everything, almost everything you're doing.
Almost.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, at the end of the day, like, if I had a chance to be in an Adam Sandler movie, I'm jumping at it in a heartbeat. And
well, you got to be a relative, don't you? I think that's how you get into an Adam Sandler movie if you really want in.
Schneider.
Right? Yeah, I'll do that. You can do it.
You can do it!
Oh, yeah.
I have faith in you. That'll be mine.
Oh, okay. Still positive. A little bit of a spin on it.
Okay, right. I have faith in you. That's the new catchphrase. I see.
You can do it!
I have faith in you. No, I don't like it.
I have faith in you. Okay.
You can do it!
You don't suck as bad as people think.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I think, here's the other thing. Is Rob Schneider, has he been in any good Adam Sandler movies from Netflix? That's the thing. That's the key. Like,
I mean, I was going to say Grown Ups 2, but that wasn't for Netflix.
Yeah, and also that wasn't good.
Shut up. The hot chick, but that was in that. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying is that.
Wait,
like,
what was
he
the one? The one with the girl.
The one with the girl.
Oh, the wrong Missy.
First date?
What?
The wrong. Was it the wrong Missy?
Yeah.
Was that an Adam Sandler movie?
I thought that was David Spade.
Oh, okay.
No, but Adam Sandler made it. I think he did have I think he produced it though because I think his wife was in it.
It is a Happy Madison production.
Yeah,
and it was distributed by Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the other thing. Do we count the movies he's in? Because The Wrong Missy was a fun movie.
And Rob Schneider was in that one, and he was awesome in it.
I'm saying when Rob is in an Adam Sandler starred movie, movie.
Well, you know.
That's the problem we're having because I don't think he was in the Uncut Gems.
The Wrong Missy might be the last Netflix movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. And I went into that, though, with very low expectations.
Yeah, and I'm and Amazon Prime is starting to do movies, and Chris Pratt's got like the Tomorrow War, and I'm hoping that's good. Gosh, I'm hoping that's good. Because it's right up my alley.
Well, yeah, it's sci-fi. Stuff. There's aliens. There's time travel. All sorts of fun
but
stuff
remember that one that was Jamie Foxx that looked like they were taking pills or something to be cool, and it was like kind of sci-fi. It was on Netflix, and it turned out everybody said it was not good.
Oh yeah, and I didn't watch it because everyone said it was no good.
I watched that. Yeah, we lasted like 15 minutes.
Project Power.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's the one. I thought I had high hopes for that one. So it's like sometimes
I'm not watching Netflix anymore for their movies. Like I'm watching it for their series. Like you were Steve talking about Ted, and Ted was talking about a French show called Lupin, and it's actually really super cool. It's about
is it subtitle
you can do it dubbed or subtitled.
Okay.
So and it feels having not seen Money Heist, it feels like Money Heist.
Oh really?
I've had a few people suggest that one. I couldn't remember the name of it, so thanks, Lupin.
Yeah,
it said if you like Money Heist, you'll love Lupin.
Okay, good, because we've watched the first couple of episodes, and it's very intriguing.
So then you might go on to the Money Heist world if you like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip my toes into the old Money Heist.
I am so surprised you haven't yet because you also like Ozarks, or at least and granted, they're not really the same, but they kind of have a similar whole idea where it's just a bunch of bad people trying to do bad things. But Money Heist is so damn clever. And I didn't watch it for the longest time because Steve liked it. But Joey Dees, I thought, well, I like Joey. Mostly I like what Joey Dees has to say. Once Joey Dees said he liked it, I'm like, all right, I'm in.
And I like what Steve likes, so this is a perfect circle.
Don't say you like what Steve likes. I raised you better than that.
Guess who's all of a sudden asking me and talking about professional wrestling because he's been watching it? Or
who's this?
Oops.
Your son.
What?
He's got hooked on All Elite Wrestling, AEW.
Orange Cassidy, man.
Wow. He's an Orange Cassidy guy.
Son, I raised you better than this.
And once he said, hey, my friends and I started watching AEW, I'm like, let me guess, Orange Cassidy. And he's like, yep. Orange Cassidy wins over the non-wrestling fans because he's like this ambivalent, kind of like, I don't care about anything character. Like, he'll wrestle with his hands in his pockets and he'll flip over people with his hands in his pockets.
It's amazing.
And it always gets like non-wrestling fans like, what the hell is this? And this is fun. Yeah,
okay.
Your son likes wrestling, BJ.
Oh, this is horrible. All right. You should say, wait, I'm sorry, Steve. I don't have a son.
Steve, you just gained a son. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hooray.
You can pay for everything he wants now, Steve.
Come on over here, son.
Hi, Dad. You want to watch AEW?
See, Vicky just pulled up a picture of Orange Cassidy. That's him right there, BJ.
Okay, yeah, I'm still probably not going to watch it.
Oh, you're missing out on something that your son likes.
Yeah, you could bond with your son, but I mean...
You're a terrible father.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to be a terrible father. Yeah. That's what I'm going to have to be.
Amazing.
God, I'm watching... Vicky showed me this video, and... Okay, I guess I just have to like wrestling. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, your son doesn't, and he's now a fan.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of ways he's disappointed me. I'll add this to the list.
First of turtle shirt, and now all of these wrestling.
I know. This is not a good sign. All right. Well, hey, yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Independence Hall is a historical site located in which eastern city?
Pennsylvania.
No.
Washington.
No.
Virginia.
No.
I forgot. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
I heard state in my head.
Well, yeah, you did. All right. I'm going to give you that. But Philadelphia was, so you would have probably guessed Philly, so you would have been right. You want a shot at PD Steve, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please, 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
and
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom!